Dear followers, why is it shooting like this on me? Dear followers, now I'm going to read another poem by me. Uh, this is not a masterpiece actually, but this is another one that you am presenting to your judgment. And I should find it first, then read. Where is my life is? No, this I have. A Wolf Without a Roof. So this is the title of this work. This story is about a wolf who has stayed without a roof, doing her best to find a proof without falling under a huge hoof. Striving for a good life, not using a sharp knife, trying to live with honor without breaking her honor, trying to find what's the catch, not worrying too much. Knowing that it isn't easy to beat the fallen, knowing that it is easy to beat the fallen, but falling still doesn't mean crawling. Pouring her heart out to Marley, dreaming of shelter with him so warm, sharing with him the room so bright, feeling in the seventh heaven so high. This is another one. I love Bob Marley, dear followers. Like, he's inspiring me not to become ill-natured, and just he's dissipating my bad thoughts, or like helping me not to become ill-natured. Even so many factors that can draw me or cause me become ill-natured. This is another one. Life is a game. Life is a game with its notorious fame. Ups and downs with no shame, making your head go round like a merry-go-round, making you stronger all the way around. Faded colors need to be brightened, struggling the challenges without being frightened, arising the necessity for living, distinguishing the rat race from the human race, with the aim of making the world a better place, a place to thrive and not to survive. So, like, everybody should have his or her part in this process of making the world a better place, and just to enjoy the life and thrive, not to survive. Like, we should try to make the world a better place to live happily, quietly, and not just a place to survive. And because we should appreciate actually every day of our life, and thank God to wake up in the morning, just to have this morning that we can wake up and walk. So I have another. This is not a novel. It is a story about. It is a story about a mermaid. Like, I have, the title is the mermaid's fairy tale, and I'll read this one as well for you. Once upon a time, there lived a girl who believed in magic and miracles. She could vanish from the reality and appear in the world where she wanted to appear, and it was so real and true, like a real life. Deep in her heart, she believed that one day all her dreams would come true, and she would have everything she dreamt of, but couldn't reach in real life. She was praying day and night, asking fairies to help her because in real life she was alone, and she came all the difficulties, staying strong and brave without breaking, without being broken. So, in order to escape from the everyday difficulties, which were so boring and unbearable, she decided to become a mermaid and live deep in the sea, away from the hustle and bustle of the city and just everyday routine. She asked the god to make her invisible and vanish from the world even for some time if it was allowed by him. The god was generous enough as he noticed that all her beggings were fair and true. She wanted to be happy and troubleless from deep from deep her heart. So he allowed her to feel happy and content by letting her wishes come true. One day she woke up in a seashell. The fairies had made her a mermaid as she had asked a little fae who came to her as a firebird. She opened her eyes and there was another world around her, nice, happy, full of joy and happiness. She had a dream to have a necklace from a pearl, so this was a great chance to make a necklace from a real pearl that she found inside a seashell. She collected thousands of pearls and made the most expensive and precious necklace in the world that anyone could even afford. The pearls were the lockets of her precious necklace. One of the seashell came. One of the seashells she be, oh, I'm sorry. Out of the seashell, she began her great journey in the sea world, which was so magical and magnificent. She started her investigation under the waters of the sea, reaching an octopus. The octopus was huge. She was afraid first, but when she remembered that it could kill its victim by catching it and squeezing it in her hug, she continued her way bypassing the octopus and reaching a flock of fish. She admired the colorful fishes and they made friends. They were dancing around her, inviting her to join them. She loved dancing, and there was a great opportunity, great chance to feel relaxed um, and enjoy the sounds of the sea waves. To feel relaxed and enjoy the sounds of the sea waves. So they were made so they made a nice performance with their maneuvers, and it was surprisingly nice and breathtaking. As the mermaid was tired after a long dance, they made a carpet for her and carried her on their backs. She was hovering over the waves on a colorful carpet of fish. They brought her to the shore, thanked her for her company, and they parted. The fish left. The mermaid could become a girl when she was on the ground, so the tail transferred into feet so she could walk on the land, becoming a girl. As she was hungry, she started to think about her meal and how to cook it, as it was the first time that she appeared on the show with no food and drink. But she could find ways to acquire everything necessary, to get everything necessary. First, she found a stick and made a fish stick for fishing. Then, she collected wood for making a fire. Now, she wanted to find potable water, so she found a coconut tree, picked up some coconuts, and could settle out the problem with drinking. She was fortunate enough to find some vases of wine. She collected some bunches of grapes and made wine herself. The next step was to go fishing. She took the fish stick and went fishing though she didn't want to kill the fish, but she had no choice to have something to eat. So she transferred again into a mermaid and divided in and dived into the water. She could catch some crabs and lobsters. She saw again the octopus, but as she was afraid to go nearer, she decided to hunt it by throwing her stick on it from far. She uh, So that's done. That was done. She had the success. She had the octopus hunt, and it was her first big hunt, so she decided that it should be celebrated with wine. As she was near her seashell, she got changed in order to look chic. She had a wardrobe full of different types of tails, which served her like her skirts from retro to modern. She put on her glittering skirt, which she had sewed herself using different colors of precious stones, and embroidered it at the edges to keep the stones tight. She decided to take her crown as well as it was a she decided to take her crown as it was a special day. So ready for the unforgettable evening, she swam to the shore. She had a magnificent meal with fried fish, sushi from octopus legs, and wine. As she was a sweet tooth, she made some sweets from coconut and enjoyed it lying on the sun, taking a sunbath. After having a rest, she called her Phoenix, the bird Phoenix. She was in the mood to fly high above the stars, and for this purpose, the Phoenix um, was there for her. They had their own language as the Morse alphabet. She made some sounds, and the bird could hear her and understood her. There she was in the seventh heaven. They were flying high in the sky, jumping on the fluffy clouds, dancing with the wind, with her phoenix. And this was unforgettable. So she had a great day. This is the story about mermaid. Like, this is about me, as far as you understand. So don't judge too strictly. These are my stories, the first story, and I haven't finished my novel yet. I'm working on the immortal novel. So the poems are just coming through my mind before I'll have some other thoughts how to I can finish my immortal novel. I hope you liked this story about mermaid, my dear followers. Now I'm going to write some book, maybe edit, publish these stories and novels if I have wealthy sponsors. See you, my dear.